Alrighty guys, we have arrived at the gym. Already had my pre-workout shake, my pre-workout booster shake basically, which is obviously the ultimate combination of Vayu Red Nitro and Vayu Red Nootropic. Nitro causes the pump, nootropic causes the focus. That's the easiest way to explain it in, of course, scientifically proven dosages. And then once you've got the pre-workout out of the way, you gotta work on the intra-workout. I gotta say, it's not essential to everybody, but to me, who wants to eke out every single ounce of progression, it is. Especially in the contest prep or a cutting phase, you want your workouts to be top-notch. So what I like to do is add carbs intra-workout. Now this supplement by Vayu Red is called Intra, which means it got the carbs and also some extra protein, taurine, creatine, everything you need intra-workout. So 60 grams of this comes down to 30 grams of intra-workout carbs, just like my coach ordered. What we also add is EAAs by themselves. This is called mTOR, the muscle building process name that actually happens in the body. So adding 10 grams of this, so this gives you 10 grams of EAAs. But also collagen. I tell you guys this every single time. If you have problems with your skin, hair, tendons, ligaments, adding this into your intra-workout or pre-workout and then you're working out, the blood will more easily go to those areas where it normally doesn't go, and then collagen can actually synthesize new tissue or help repair new tissue. That is very important. And the last ingredient is L-carnitine. This actually makes you more sensitive to anabolics, so it's more anabolic sensitizing agent, and it also helps with fat burning. So why not add it intra-workout? Because intra-workout you contract muscles and this is better absorbed by contractile tissue. So those are the 4 main ingredients, and then always, this is always included. Even if I would not be adding anything anymore, I would always include some sodium, guys. You lose a lot of sodium. I'm already sweating. I can already feel my back being wet, which sucks, but it happens. It's hot. So then you lose sodium and other electrolytes. So normally I like to use Himalayan pink salt. Now I'm using this one, at least sodium, to make sure the pump is there and to replenish those last electrolytes. And now it's time to work out. Alrighty guys, the first movement, as always right now, is the calf raise. Either a seated or a standing calf raise. I alternate between these every single leg workout. We are starting with the seated calf raise here. And as you can see right here, there already are 10 kilo plates at the back to make sure this machine stays on the floor, because it's going to be nice and heavy. Lactic acid, guys, blood in the muscle, that combination will cause growth. If you do this every single time for calves, you will notice progress. But if you still don't, then add another calf movement, because you want to prioritize that muscle if it doesn't grow. Right, next one, straightforward, the laying leg curl. It's what I always do every single leg workout, at least when I'm here at 100% Fit Gym. This is the leg curl movement to do. And full range of motion, guys. Feel the stretch, feel the contraction. No matter how heavy the weight is, you have to feel both. If you don't, lower the weight. So managed to do a couple of reps more. Now we're gonna do this one again for a final set on this one. And that's the biggest change compared to a couple of weeks ago. I'm doing more sets on fewer exercises. So really focus on the exercises that feel very good. Skipping those lesser optimal movements, which you just want to do because you want to hit a lot of different angles. You can do that in the off season with a lot more energy and less fatigue, but in the contest prep, focus on what works the best. Alrighty, for the hack squat, I like to use knee sleeves and weightlifting shoes. The weightlifting shoes have an elevated heel, allowing me to go deeper without having to have very flexible ankles, because I do not. Doing the calf raises at the beginning of the workout does help, stretching out the ankles, but wearing weightlifting shoes, nice and sturdy, more balanced, I like it a lot more. And these are to prevent knee pain, because on the inside of the knee, the fabric takes away the tension from the front of the knee. So let's warm up a couple of times and then once again, die on a hack squat. In prep, you want to go as heavy as possible, in my opinion, but not so heavy that you're going to risk injury, because that will take you out entirely, and that's not what you want. So we're simply going for clean, full range of motion reps that feel heavy and that retain the most muscle. Just remember that, guys. Don't try to do a lot of volume in prep. Try to stick to heavy weights, full range of motion, safe execution. It's boring, but boring gets you to the very top. This is why an intra workout is important. And halfway through the workout, especially in prep, your energy will be low. With the carbs, electrolytes, and everything else, the blood will keep flowing, the energy will be sustained somewhat, and all the extra reps you're able to do will cause that muscle retention. So to describe the feeling right now is a lot of fatigue, lactic acid in the quads, an empty feeling in the legs at the same time. And now it's still time for another movement, the leg extension. So that's an isolation movement, of course. Once again, 4 sets, which does mean 8 sets of failure for the quads, 4 sets of failure for the hamstrings. That twice a week. That's still 16 sets for the quads and 8 sets for the hamstrings. And usually I do add another hamstring variation. So in between 8 to 12 hamstring sets all to failure per week, which is even for an off season above the recommendation according to science. So I think we're golden. Alrighty, the last movement, the leg extension, in my opinion, a very important movement, because it's the only movement for the quads in entirety that if you contract the quads, the maximum tension is achieved. The maximum tension achieved at the hack squat is when the quad is fully stretched. Very different. So if you want to work on these quads right here, I think it's the vastus medialis, right? I hope so. Anyway, if you want to train that, you really want to get the cuts in there, which I always do at the end of the contest prep. You want to do this one very diligently, go all the way up. So 1 warm up to get used to the movement, and then the working sets begin. the legs are dead now, guys. So, as I've been saying the entire workout, what use would it be to now do lunges, Bulgarian split squat or anything else when the legs feel fried? I was able to do the maximum weight on all exercises. The extra volume causes this much more fatigue for this much more stimulus, which along the prep will only dig you down into the ground because recovery is down because the calories are down. The last thing we're going to do today is just some rope crunches. I like to do abs after legs because after legs you don't need the abs anymore. Tomorrow is chest and then back, so I like to just get the abs out of the way. And I think it's very important to train the abs for me because they simply need to be thicker compared to the Olympia, for example. So just a couple of sets on rope crunches and then we are truly done with this training. Okay, I like to do this without a shirt, obviously when the gym isn't busy, so you can actually see the abs. You want the abs to be going to the inside and not to the outside, so during the crunches you can actually watch the abs and see what they're doing. So we're going to do that for a couple of sets here. Me, that is the only way to truly keep the vacuum intact. Because once you pull in the abs during the ab crunch, you work on the transverse abdominis, which allows you to pull the stomach in instead of letting it out. And that's what you want on stage, to be able to control a vacuum at any time. Alrighty guys, that was the workout. So a very simple yet effective leg workout with calves at first, because we want to keep those intact. Classic physique is about having good calves as well, so I don't want to neglect a muscle group like that. Then working on the weak point, the hamstrings, then a heavy compound, again in isolation, some abs, and that's it for this workout. So the pre-workout shake I had with the cream of rice and the protein, Value Red. This time I have the same amount of cream of rice, again 80 grams, but this time with Value Red Final Protein, which is whey isolate, absorbs nice and quickly, and then I'm having the next meals of the day. Anyway guys, thank you a whole lot for watching. If you want to see the complete workout, make sure to check the description down below. Also for my discount links for all the supplements on esn.com for the old school clothing, classic bodybuilding apparel on vintagenetics.com. And of course, don't forget to stay golden.